Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Unleashed podcast here. It is just me here today, William Brose, on May 21st of 2026 on this beautiful Thursday in Ohio. And we'll be discussing a lot of topics today, including the NBA playoffs, the Cavs' horrible collapse in Game 1 versus the New York Knicks as they look to bounce back tonight in Game 2 versus the New York Knicks, and the Thunder evening up their series 1-1 against the Spurs with a great performance last night in Oklahoma City. And we'll also be talking on the MLB a little bit, talking on what teams have been surprising most this season. And IndyCar, the Indy 500 is this weekend. I will be there with my brother and my dad. I will be posting Twitter content over it. Hopefully we get some nice pictures with some drivers, and it's going to be a fun weekend. You know, it's the greatest spectacle in racing, and this should be a good weekend. So, first off, we'll talk about going back to Tuesday night, the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Cavs fan, so the game was pretty much a roller coaster for me, as everyone will say. It was a game the Cavs dominated. The Cavs dominated from the second and third quarter, and they're up 22, and I'm thinking, like, okay, we're going to go up 1-0 in New York, in the Garden, going to have all the momentum in the world. And then the fourth quarter came around, and Don Mitchell makes that shot with about 8 minutes to go. And I'm like, okay, feel pretty good, feel pretty confident. But then for some reason, our coach, Kenny Atkinson, who I respect as a coach, made some stupid, boneheaded decisions on that game. I mean, you had James Harden guarding Jalen Brunson. Like, come on. That just can't be happening. I mean, when you're talking about Jalen Brunson being one of the most prolific and clutch players in the NBA, why do you have James Harden guarding him out of all people? I mean, just the end of the world. But it is what it is at this point. I mean, they didn't make an adjustment. I would have put Dean Wade on him, or Max Strus. But, yeah, they didn't make that adjustment. And Jalen Brunson just, I'm going to say it, absolutely cooked them. I mean, he was scoring buckets, fadeaways, three-pointers, taking the lane, driving aggressively. I mean, and they just outplayed us in the last 6 minutes of that game and in overtime. I mean, overtime they dominated us. Brunson was phenomenal. Landry Shamet hit some clutch shots. Mikal Bridges came up clutch as well. I mean, the Cavs just threw the game away, and it sucks. Could be at 1-0 right now going into Game 2, but, you know, we're down 0-1. They got to bounce back tonight. I think they're going to come out with a lot of energy and aggressiveness. I don't think Mitchell's going to be as passive as he was in that fourth quarter in Game 1. So we'll see what happens as that approaches upon us. The Cavs are plus 6.5 tonight against the New York Knicks for you people who like to sports bet out there and make money. I purposely do not sports bet, but we'll see how it goes tonight as the Cavs look to even up that series against the Knicks, which I hope they do. I think they have a good chance to. But if they collapse again in the fourth quarter like they did, they're going to be in a lot of trouble because if the Knicks get hot from three-point range and their offense gets rolling, it could be a long night for this Cavaliers defense. Now moving on to the other series in the Western Conference. The Thunder and the Spurs. We know this series, probably the winner of this series is going to win the NBA Finals. I'm just going to make that clear cut. I think both these teams will beat whoever comes out of the East, if that's New York or Cleveland. Don't mind the plane flying over my house right now, so I'm outside right now enjoying this nice day. But, yeah, in Game 2, the Thunder made a lot of great adjustments in Game 2. I mean, Victor Wembanyama absolutely killed them in Game 1. Killed them. He had 41 points, 21, I think it was 20 or 21 rebounds. I mean, that game was just unbelievable for him. And the Spurs took Game 1, and everyone thought, heads up. If the Spurs go up 2-0 against the Thunder might be in deep trouble going down to San Antonio, because you can't go down 0-2 to San Antonio, because if you do that, the series was probably most likely cooked. But the Thunder came out as the defending champs they are, and they responded. I mean, they shut down Wemby. They had Isaiah Hartenstein guarding him, which I thought Dagnott did a pretty good job adjusting. I think Hartenstein's a more physical defender than Chet. I mean, Chet was getting bullied by Victor in Game 1 all day long. But they made that adjustment, put Hartenstein element in this game, and he only had 10 paint shots, and he only made 4 of them. I mean, looking at the stats here, Wembanyama had 21 and 12. I mean, he still had 21 and 17 rebounds, so, I mean, that's pretty good. Only shot 50% from the field. I mean, Stephon Castle with 9 turnovers. That doesn't help. Dylan Harper got hurt in this game for the Spurs, which they cannot have that because their guards are already at a premium injury-wise because De'Aaron Fox has not played the first 2 games. Dylan Harper has gotten hurt. I mean, this is going for injuries, just not good for the Spurs right now. And I mean, if you're looking at their stats, Wembanyama was pretty decent, but not like big numbers as we thought. Castle had 25 points. He was pretty solid. Vassell had a great night shooting, 6 of 12. But I mean, if you just look, I mean, Dylan Harper getting hurt was the key. And Champagnie only shooting 1 of 7 for 3 is not going to win you games. I mean, for the Spurs, they go back to San Antonio 1-1, which is probably what they had to do. They go back home with that home environment. And I think they should be able to bounce back. I don't know. I think this is going to be a great series. I think this is at least going 6 games. I think it goes 7 personally, but we'll see how it goes. And, for the Thunder, it was just Shea having a great bounce-back game, having dropped 30 points, averaged 30 points. He's a back-to-back MVP for a reason. He's going to score. Dropped 30 tonight, had a great game, 30 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. Lugens Dort had a great game defensively. Jalen Williams had a great game defensively before he got hurt. Kasem Wallace was great defensively. A.J. Mitchell was great defensively. They had 14 steals as a team. They had 14. Wallace had 4. Mitchell had 4. McCain had 2, who sucks shooting tonight. And Jalen Williams had 2 before he got hurt. I mean, and they really just didn't turn the ball over. That's been the difference in this series. Stephon Castle's making a lot of turnovers. I like him as a player, but he's turned the ball over way too much. And he knows that. He's going to fix that. But, yeah, Jalen Williams getting hurt for the Thunder is not a good sign to see at all. Because if he's out of this game, this upcoming series, I don't think they win. I think they need Jalen Williams in order to win. Caruso played another great game, 17 points on 5 of 7 shooting. That's amazing. Wallace had 12 points on 4 for 6. Jay Mitchell was 4 of 8, had 10 points. I mean, then you have Chet, had 13. Hartenstein, 10. I mean, you're getting contributions from the bench and also the starting lineup. That's why they're so good. Their bench is so deep. They played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bench guys tonight. They played 7 guys off the bench. 7. That's insane to think about. If they keep doing that, I mean, the Thunder could go back-to-back so easily. But I think this series is going to be a great one to watch. I'm excited to where it goes, and I think the winner of this is going to win the finals because I think one of these two teams will beat who wins the East. I'm not disrespecting the Knicks or anything because I think the Knicks could put up a good fight, or the Cavs, but I think these two are the 2 superior teams. That's just a fact. So moving on from that, should be another good game tonight between the Cavs and the Knicks. The tip-off's at 8 p.m. We'll probably start around 8:10. But we'll see. I think the Cavs could even it tonight, but if they don't, they're going to be in a lot of trouble going back to Cleveland, down 2-0, but we'll see how it goes. So now moving in to some MLB talk. Looking at the standings, we got to look at some surprising teams this year. I mean, we got to start off first with the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, nobody expected this from the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, you've got guys performing everywhere. Their pitching has been phenomenal. Shane McClanahan's come back and looked strong. Nick Martinez has come back. He's looked amazing. Drew Rasmussen has looked pretty solid. I mean, when you're looking at their staff, they got some great pitchers. They got Martinez. You got Rasmussen. You've got McClanahan. You've got Matz. You've got Griffin Jacks. You've got Clevinger. And then you got guys like Kevin Kelly as well and Jesse Schultens. I mean, you got guys there who have just been dominant pitching this year. And it's not like their pitching staff's insane. They've just been great when they needed to be. And, I mean, their lineup has also been pretty solid. I mean, you got Chandler Simpson, Junior Caminero, Yanni Diaz, Jonathan Aranda, Nick Fortes, Ben Williamson, Ryan Villade's having to come up all of a sudden, former Detroit Tiger. I mean, their lineup has just been good. They've been good at putting contact on the ball. They're a good bunting team, good defensive team, fast team. I mean, they just do the little things right. And then you look around the league, you see the normal teams that are pretty good. The Yankees are pretty good. Blue Jays have been slumping big time. Red Sox, not so well. The Orioles are dead last. I predicted them to be well this year, so that's unfortunately not a good take on my part. But, then we go with the AL Central. My favorite team, personally, the Cleveland Guardians, having a great stride so far. They've won 5 in a row, beaten the Tigers 3 out of 4 times, looking to sweep them today at 1 o'clock with Cantillo on the mound. The offenses look so much better with Bazana now up. Bazana, Chase DeLauder, Angel Martinez, Rocchio, Jose. Those guys have been great. And Kwan, he's going to heat up soon. And so is Manzardo. They just need more at-bats. Fry's been pretty good against lefties. Their pitching staff's been pretty decent. Bybee's starting to come around. Gavin Williams has been great. Parker Messick's been good. Saccone had a great start the other night against Detroit. But we'll see. I think they could be a dangerous team come playoff time. If that offense keeps going well and they keep developing these young prospects to be decent hitters, watch out for Cleveland. I'm not saying they're going to win a lot. They're not saying they're going to win the American League. but they could be a sleeper come October. The White Sox have been surprising me a lot. With their lineup, they got Murakami, who's been a fucking phenomenal rookie. Colson Montgomery's been great with him as well. Miguel Vargas has been great with him as well. You've got 3 guys there that could be a core of your future lineup right there. And their pitching has actually not been terrible this year. They're 25-24. They're only 1 game above 500. But they have outperformed all expectations for this year. Davis Martin has been pretty good. Sean Burke's been okay. Noah Schultz has been up and down a little bit, and their bullpen hasn't been bad. So Anthony Dominguez has struggled. Grant Taylor's been phenomenal. Brian Hudson's been phenomenal. Sean Newcomb's been phenomenal. You've got bullpen arms, and you've got arms to do it. They have still a lot of young talent in that farm system, so if they get that figured out, I think the White Sox, if they can somehow sustain that level of consistency, it could be a team in October. They could be a wild card team, but we'll see how that turns around. If you look at the AL Central, I love to see the Tigers personally near the bottom, even though they've had all injuries with Skubal and Verlander and Kerry Carpenter and Baez and who else am I missing? And Jackson Jobe and Troy Melton and Mize was just hurt. He just came back. They have a lot of injuries right now, but I've been watching them against the Guardians. Their hitting is so atrociously bad right now. The only guy hitting for them right now is Riley Green, who's hitting over 330, and the guy couldn't strike out enough last year, and now he's just hitting the ball like crazy. He's doing his job. Just sucks. The Tigers had so high expectations for this season, and now they're just falling apart with all these injuries that have been happening. So we'll see if they'll bounce back. They're only 8.5 right now, the Central, and the wild card. They're only 4.5 out, so it's not like they're way that far behind. If they go on a streak when Skubal comes back, they could play themselves easily in October. It's not that impossible. When you look at AL West is just blah. The Angels, garbage as always. The Astros are horrible this year. Mariners have been up and down. The Rangers have been up and down. The A's have surprised a lot of people this year, and I was really high on them too. I thought they could be a wild card team. I didn't think they'd be leading the division already. You got such a great young core. You got Nick Kurtz, Shea Langoliers, Tyler Soderstrom. You got Brent Rooker in that lineup as well. You got Carlos Cortez, who's been a hitting phenomenon against righties if we talk about it. But, their lineup has just been great. That's what's been carrying them to this winning. Their bullpen, that's a big question mark. Their bullpen has gotten roughed up a little bit, but their starters have actually not been the worst. JT Ginn had a no-hitter going into their last game in his start against the Angels. They ended up losing that game, which is very sad for him because he pitched phenomenal. He just made one bad pitch to a good hitter in Zach Neno, and he did damage to it. You got Aaron Savali, who's been okay. You got Severino, who's been up and down. You got Jeffrey Springs, who's always a consistently good arm. If they make a couple additions at this deadline, they could be a sleeper team that goes into October and makes some damage happen. And then you look in the NL East, the Braves, when they're fully healthy, I think the Braves are the best team in baseball. They got Matt, you know the guys, Olsen, Albies, Acuna, Dre Baldwin, Austin Riley, Michael Harris. You just got names up all and down the order. And the pitching staff, we know what their pitching staff's like. They got Bryce Elder, Chris Sale, Spencer Strider, Ronaldo Lopez, Schwellenbach when he comes back. Richie, he's been pretty solid. They've got guys all over the place. Their bullpen is a little bit of a question mark, but I think that can be sorted out as the season goes on. But I think they're my personal favorites right now to win the World Series. I'm just going to say that. I think they could beat the Dodgers. I think they could beat the Brewers. I think they could beat the American League. Maybe who would it be? Maybe the Yankees. That's my guess, but we'll see. Phillies have been playing pretty decent baseball since they fired their manager, Rob Thompson. Don Mattingly has done a great job consistently sustaining that Philly winning baseball culture. They're 500 right now. The Nationals are also 500, having a great season so far for their expectations. The Marlins and the Mets struggling at the bottom, mostly because of their lineup lacking and their pitching struggles. The NL Central has been phenomenal this year. The Brewers are in first. The Cardinals have been playing pretty well. The Cubs have been playing pretty well, even though they've lost 5 in a row. They've been playing pretty well before that. The Reds were a playoff team last year, and the Pirates, all are 500. The Pirates are last at 25-24. I don't think the Pirates are that bad at all, honestly. I just think this division has been playing so good. I didn't think it was going to be this good. But, all 5 of these teams right now would be wildcard teams. If you look at it, they're all with a 5-game range. So this division is going to be up and down the whole year, and I'm excited to see where it goes. You got just phenomenal young stars in each of these teams. So, we'll see where it goes. I think it's going to be fun. And looking in the NL West, you've got the Dodgers leading as always. The Padres playing pretty well baseball, too. You got the Diamondbacks who've been on a 4-game winning streak. And then you got the Giants and the Rockies struggling. Those 3 teams, those three teams could all be playoff teams. I mean, I'm looking at it. If they played their style of baseball the correct way, if the Dodgers hit like they always do, if the Padres have good pitching and good hitting, the Diamondbacks can find a way to get consistently pitching out of their starting rotation, I think they could all be playoff teams. But we'll see where that goes when the time comes. I think so far the season's been interesting. Some teams that have been struggling, that have been surprising. There's been some teams that have been surprisingly good. And we'll see where it goes. I think that we're still in late May. A lot of season left to go, but we'll see where it has to go from there. And then the last thing we'll talk about before I let you guys go is we're going to basically talk about the race I will be attending this weekend, and that is the Indy 500. It's the greatest spectacle in racing. It's 500. It's 200 laps, 500 miles. You guys know it if you're racing fans. If not, that's okay. Yeah, I think looking into this, I mean, when you look at the starting grid, I mean, Alex Palou is the clear favorite, I think, in my opinion. He's the defending champion. He's on pole, defending IndyCar Series champion. I mean, he's the guy that I think was the clear favorite if you were a betting expert, but I think, he's not the only guy that is a good contender to win. I mean, you've got guys like Alexander Rossi. I know he just had a big crash on Monday, but I think he could be a sleeper to win. It's just me. I know he's starting number 2 in second, but I think people are counting out the ECR cars. I really think so, because I think Christian Rasmussen also has a pretty good shot to win. He's really good on ovals. Ed Carpenter's also a sleeper. I think he could finish top 10, but we'll see where that comes along if they perform. And then you look at other guys. You look at David Malukas. I think he's a pretty good sleeper pick to win. You look at Santino Ferrucci, who I'm really high on. I think he might be my pick. I don't know for sure. Pato O'Ward, he's been close twice. Will this be the year he finally gets it done? He's starting 6th. Good spot. Can he finally get over the hump and win his first? And then you also got other guys. You've got a Scott Dixon. Can he break the Dixon curse, as everyone calls it in Indy? He's been so close over and over and over and over again. I mean, just heartbreak after heartbreak, but we'll see where it goes. Can he finally get it done? You got also guys like Felix Rosenquist, who's a sleeper, decent pick. You've got Connor Daly, the Indiana native. Can he finally break through with a car that looks very fast in race trim? Can he finally bring home another driver from Indiana to win the greatest spectacle in racing? And then you've also got guys like Scott McLaughlin, had that terrible crash on the Pace Labs last year. I remember being there for that, because I remember telling my brother he could be a dark horse sleeper to win this. He was starting row 4, which is a really pretty good spot, and he crashed on the Pace Labs. And I look at Murray and I tell him, what the fuck just happened? I mean, you look at that, that's just unbelievable from him. But I think he's always a contender to win. Then you've also got guys like Takuma Sato. He led basically most laps out of everyone last year until he had a pit stop problem that cost him the win, basically. You've got guys like Elio Castroneves, looking for number 5, would break the all-time record of most Indy 500 wins in history. I think he's a really good spot in row 5 in the middle. I think he's got a good car, and we'll see where he goes from there. You got guys like Marcus Ericsson. He's always good at Indy, always very good, always top 10 consistency. If Ben and Jordy Carr performs, they'll be in a good spot. If not, he's probably going to be in a little trouble and will drop the order quickly. I mean, and then you look, my last one, my favorite one, my personal favorite is Josef Newgarden. He's starting row 8, did not have the best qualifying trim. But in race trim on Monday, when they all went out in practice, he was number 1 in race trim. He was number 1. So that proves to me that car is faster than what his qualifying speed is. If he can do that on race day, and I'll be there for carb day, I'll be able to experience what his race trim, how confident he is with his car. If he's confident with his car, I think he could win the Indy 500. But my favorite dark horse for this year's Indy 500, I'm going to go with Christian Rasmussen. I think he is my absolute dark horse to win this Indy 500. He's starting on the outside of row 5 with Ed Carpenter and Elio Castroneves. That's a pretty good row to be in. He's super aggressive on ovals. He's a lot better on ovals than he is street courses. That's just from me watching IndyCar for the past year and a half. He won Milwaukee last year, almost won Phoenix this year on the oval. I mean, he's a great driver on ovals. If he can make limited mistakes and keep his car on the track, I think he's a sleeper to win. I know not many people are probably going to bet on him to win, but I think he's a good sleeper. And I'm going to go through three things. My sleeper, who I just talked about, Christian Rasmussen. My biggest flop, and who I think is going to win this year's race. This year's biggest flop for me is going to be, my biggest flop this year is going to be Marcus Ericsson. I know I just said he's pretty consistent on ovals, but I just don't trust the Andretti cars. I don't. Will Power has struggled in Andretti car. Kyle Kirkwood, who's second in the championship, qualified row 9. He was struggling big time with his car. I don't trust the Andretti cars. I don't. Maybe other people do. I don't see any of the Andretti cars winning this year's 500. I don't see it. Ericsson was close last year with a great pit strategy, but I don't see the Andretti cars being there. So that is why I'm picking Marcus Ericsson to be my biggest flop. And then I'll add actually one more. I'll go rookie best finish. I'm going to go with a guy who is in Formula One. I'm going Mick Schumacher. He's starting outside row 9. He's probably not going to win the race. I think he can move up pretty good in this race. He's got oval experience. He was pretty solid in the first oval race in Phoenix. And I think he can move up spots very quickly. And he could possibly finish in the top 15, top 20, which I think would be a good finish for him, his first Indy 500. I think with more experience and more on ovals, I think the year after he could be a sleeper, if his car's good, to win the Indy 500. Mark my words right there. And I'm going to make my official pick here on the podcast here. Me and my brother will pick out all of our picks. We'll do like who we want to win, but who do I think is going to win this year's Indy 500. My pick this year is going to be Connor Daly. You heard me. I think this is the year that Connor Daly finally gets it done at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I think it's going to come down to Connor Daly, Santino Ferrucci, Alex Palou, and Pato O'Ward. Those are my top 4 predictions who I think could win. That's my 4. You could also add Josef Newgarden in there maybe, Malukas. There's a lot of good options, but I think this year Connor Daly is the one that he finally gets it done and drinks the milk as an Indiana native in the city of Indianapolis. Well, that will about do it for this episode of this podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for the long hiatus. We'll be back more when football season is ramping up with all of our guys, Gavin McAfee, Hayden Bender, Will Robinson. When football season comes around, that's when we'll pick up all of our content. But for now, thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day and Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for listening.